The twists and turns on the Blacklist still keep us on the edge of our chairs, even after 8 seasons. Learn which strict rules the cast and crew have to follow to create such a compelling show.
Hopefully there'll be some big revelation.
Discover why Megan Boone enjoyed the physical aspects of her job, but had to keep secrets from her co-stars. Find out which unique talent helped James Spader embody the elusive concierge of crime, and how Ryan Eggold got the showrunner to reveal secret plans to him. Let's start. The first rule is, be ready for an intense schedule. Megan Boone confessed that the show was one of the most difficult experiences she's ever had in her life. The Blacklist star of 8 seasons explained that, although on the screen everything looks slick and engaging, the reality is different. When we're in the middle of a snowbank for 12 hours some days, the glamour kinda wears off at times, shared Boone. On average, it takes about 9 months to film a season. So fatigue and exhaustion are the cast's constant companions. Still, Megan admitted she loved the physical aspects of the job, as they bring the performers alive in a way other parts of acting don't. She even described the on-screen choreographed combat as a visceral dance that makes you primal. The Blacklist cast had to be in good shape to pull it off, which brings us to the second rule: personal training is a must. Not surprisingly, ex-military members serve as advisors on the set to make sure everything feels true to life. And there's an amazing team of stunt doubles on the Blacklist who perform those breathtaking action sequences. But that doesn't mean the actors don't also get their hands dirty.
Yeah, I punch people in the face, and I get punched in the face.
Megan Boone revealed that she did tons of training for the show, especially after she had a baby in 2016. The actress also shared that she rarely left the set without fake blood all over her hair and face, or having to get rid of some kind of fake wound. However, it wasn't only the physical aspect of the show that made the cast's lives difficult, and it's the third rule they had to follow: learn complex things fast. One of the main attractions of the show has always been Red, with his long-winded monologues, tall tales, and clever one-liners.
Studies show that at any given moment, the average person is keeping 13 secrets.
Where do they all stem from? It turns out that the writers of The Blacklist have a unique method for planning Reddington's dialogue. A lot of it is Googling places that would be hard for James Spader to say, dished the show's creator John Bokemkamp. For example, they try to find foods that would be weird to watch him describe and delight in. Fortunately, the actor has a photographic memory. Spader claims that he can remember everything with perfect clarity and accuracy. Apparently, he can read the script over once and have no problem remembering his lines when shooting time rolls around. But not everybody's that lucky. Amir Arison had to learn 4.5 pages of sign language. The actor shared that he didn't know how to sign at all, and he had only 4 weeks to prepare for the scene, which was a complicated one. Amir's character was acting as an interpreter for Red, so he had to be absolutely fluent and efficient in sign language. And at the same time, the actor had to play an undercover agent who was scared and confused. But Amir pulled it all off perfectly, which is no wonder, as he knows rule number 4 for the Blacklist cast: develop your character. Initially, Amir's character, Aram, was only going to appear in 1 episode. But the show's creators noticed that Arison did a little improvisation during the filming of his scenes. His move was appreciated by the team, so they called the actor for another episode. Eventually, Aram became one of the series' main and beloved characters. Moreover, Arison revealed that the scriptwriters were taking cues from him to write his character. This approach is actually quite rare for TV shows, but not for the Blacklist. Ryan Eggold shared that he had a really cool interplay with the writers while developing Tom Keene. They had an idea, and based on what they've written, I made a suggestion and we would ping-pong off of each other. Sometimes the actors even opposed the writers. Hisham Tawfiq struggled with the idea that Dembe would betray Red. When I read the script and I saw that, I was upset, he confessed. I was going to call the creators and be like, what's up with that? But then he thought about it some more and found the story arc exciting. Now let's get to the next rule. Learn how to get into character. The hair and makeup team store a slew of wigs for Liz Keene's undercover disguises. But did you know that for the majority of the first season, Megan Boone wore a wig to conceal her actual pixie haircut? Eagle-eyed fans spotted that the wig didn't always stay put during some of her more active scenes. However, they liked the longer locks for Keene, and so did Megan, who thought they gave her a more naive and younger look. But most of all, she loved the daily routine that became kind of a ritual. At the end of the day, I take the wig off, clean the makeup off, go home, and leave work behind me, she shared. Interestingly, James Spader also thought his hairstyle was important for building his character. The actor decided to go bald for the role of Reddington. He explained that it felt like the right choice, because Red is someone who has to travel lightly and move swiftly. So it seemed eminently practical for him. Spader also came up with the idea of Red's signature fedora. Just like the rest of his wardrobe, it was a nice practical touch.
It has to be layers so that he can be in any kind of weather, in any kind of climate. He has to have head protection because...
However, later Spader regretted his decision a bit, as it ruined this classical hat for him for life.
I've had to put my fedoras on the shelf and pull out my Homburgs and caps, you know.
The actor can be very demanding and precise about Reddington's costumes. By the way, they're all custom made in-house, from winter wools to summer mohair and linen looks. For example, while shooting the first season, Spader had an unusual request. He was wearing his first tuxedo and was very specific that his socks had to be oxblood, which is quite fun on its own, but also because his name is Red. Now let's talk about another important rule the main cast members had to deal with. Be great at keeping secrets. The faithful fans of the Blacklist definitely remember the Season 3 shocker when Liz was declared dead. By the season finale, however, it was revealed that she'd faked her death to escape Red. The show's creator explained that it felt organic for the show at the time, but it was also because Megan was pregnant in real life. She was really glad that the showrunners agreed to write it into the show. But it also meant that Boone had to keep her character's death a secret from her co-stars. She later revealed that she both loved and hated keeping them all in the dark. It was the first time in my life I've had a huge secret for a really long time, said the actress. Of course, when the Blacklist cast got the script, it was a total shock for them. The writers didn't want to tell them that Liz was gonna come back. However, Ryan Eggold had lots of questions about how he was supposed to play certain scenes without his on-screen wife. Eventually, the showrunner had to let him in on the secret, which was actually kind of inevitable as it was Tom who orchestrated the whole plan anyway. And that leads us to rule number 7. Deal with massive character arcs. Megan Boone revealed that for a big chunk of the series, she was in the dark about what was ahead for her character. And that was the right thing for her because that was also the case for Elizabeth. The actress waited for each new script to learn how the story might unfold. However, Boone changed that strategy later on, considering all the twists and turns she had to keep in mind. James Spader also used to read only one script at a time. He explained that he's gotta feel what it felt like to be a viewer. After all, that was exactly what drew him to the series. A great part of the Blacklist's appeal is the mystery of what was going to come next. And as Spader shared, there's no better way to ruin a character than to tell everything about him. But when the show got into its 9th season, fans wondered if the actor behind the concierge of crime knew how the series should end. And although previously James preferred not to know how the events would evolve, now he clearly has an idea of the bigger picture. The actor revealed that the viewers will eventually look back and realize there were things they found out along the way and weren't sure how to process. And all of a sudden, the dots will connect. We at OSSA can't wait. And those are the strict rules for the cast of The Blacklist. But we can't say goodbye to you yet, as there's one more thing that the actors on the show have to do. Deal with your co-stars' oddities. James Spader is a notoriously private man. In his 30 years of being an actor, he rarely does interviews or makes extra appearances outside of those he's contractually obligated to. Those who have worked with the actor say he's a true professional, dedicated to the craft. However, they also admit that Spader has a lot of oddities. He was even described once as the strangest man on TV. Amazingly, the Blacklist star doesn't mind this label.
Do you like that? Do you
I'll
like
take
that
that.
moniker?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take that.
James says there's a search engine in himself for eccentricities. That clearly shows in his choice of roles, as he often plays quirky and oddball characters. For instance, the actor once hid out in a synagogue for several days, while the Blacklist writers reworked the script and schedule to accommodate him. And he did so because it is something Red would do. He also confessed that he has an obsessive-compulsive disorder, which is the reason why people find him difficult to work with. Spader is very particular and has to rely on a certain routine. Insiders revealed that he has this weird thing about seeing people eating. So when he passes by the craft services table, the crew has to turn their backs and set down their food. Still, we think these peculiarities allow him to bring such an intriguing character like Raymond Reddington to life so effortlessly. Thanks for watching, and have a look at our video about the Blacklist cast's real-life partners. Stay awesome, because you are.